stories spin and the things they carried, the narrator opens the story saying, the war wasn't all terror and violence. Sometimes things could almost get sweet. And he tells some of the sweet stories he recalls, a wide range of anecdotes and memories all about life in the platoon. Interspersed among the stories are the narrator's comments about storytelling. Even years later, he says that recalling the stories makes the war now because they link the past to the future. Many of the stories also shift gears sharply. For example, a story begins when Ted adopts an orphan puppy, which he spoon feeds and carries in his rucksack. Ted, whose fear drives him to abuse tranquilizers, clearly cares for the puppy. But Azar, for no stated reason, blows the puppy up with a mine. From sweet beginning to grotesque ending, the action unfolds in a single sentence. Readers don't hear how Ted reacted or discover why Azar decided to kill a puppy. Similar contradictions are in the story of the AWOL soldier who decides peace is unbearable and wants to hurt it, and in Mitchell Sanders' description of suddenly finding a moment of serenity in a filthy hellhole of a paddy. Indeed, the men recognize beauty around them, the moon, the grasses bending in the wind, the friendship among soldiers. But every story is shaped by violence and fear, or heads toward tragedy. The narrator says that storytellers could put a fancy spin on a war story and make it dance, and then does just that in a succession of short narratives. He claims to be sharing stories that are almost sweet, emphasis on almost. Even the most harmless of the events he describes is shaded by fear, shock, or another reaction to the war. In the case of the anecdotes of Ted's puppy and Sanders' serenity, juxtapositions of beauty and the grotesque are jarring. The narrator confesses to feeling guilty about telling and retelling these stories from half a lifetime ago, but he notes that writers find their material in their own lives at the intersection of past and present, and that stories explain how you got from where you were to where you are.